As the sound of the bell dissipates, I remember I am home and one with God. I sense in this very room the presence of Spirit. I sense within me the sacred. All is one. In this sacred season, I remember that I'm a spiritual being having a human experience, and I bring myself into formal spiritual practices to remember and honor that connection between the physical and the spiritual. This day and in this moment, I invite in a new awareness of spirit. I allow myself to let go of those things that have held me in limitation, and I bring myself fully present in the world to speak and be the living truth, my truth. I know this is my sacred commission to be light in the world. So I rest here knowing that I am deeply loved and held in the heart and mind of God. I am an eternal being on an eternal journey. And I give thanks for this recognition and knowing. Thanks for my community that supports this evolution in consciousness. So I speak this prayer this day, giving thanks. And together we say, and so it is. Amen. Our speaker this morning is an ordained minister. She is also serving on a committee on the International Centers for Spiritual Living. And she is known to us this morning as the regal purple-attired Reverend Judith Churchman, speaking to us on the topic of living in the light of truth. Reverend Judith?
Thank you, Reverend Lynn. So let's see if we can get this mic working. Sweet transition. There we go, from the podium mic. So, living in the light of truth. This is something that we all endeavor to do here, isn't it? It's something that is our goal, and sometimes we're successful with it, and sometimes we feel like we're struggling with it. At least that's what I encounter with the people who come in during the week and in classes, because, none of us are enlightened beings yet. And so, how do we do this? How do we live in the light of truth? One of the truths that I've shared with the class this week is that there is nothing that you are struggling with that couldn't be solved with a new idea about it. I want you to just think about that. There is nothing. And we're seeing a lot of people who are struggling with financial issues, people who are struggling with relationship issues, people who are struggling with health issues. This is always, it's not just the economy or what's happening now. People are always struggling with one of those issues. So how could a new idea about it help a health issue? Well, greatly. What in the world is the placebo effect except a new idea about the disorder? The placebo effect is you take a sugar pill, which should have no effect whatsoever on a condition, and yet I don't know what the statistics are on the placebo effect, but it is so high, instead of dismissing it, when they try a new drug, they consider that a nuisance effect, the placebo effect, because it doesn't really show them how well the medicine on trial is doing. I think that's what they should be studying, is the placebo effect and how we could have more of that, because basically what it is when you expect this pill to work, and at least 30% of the cases, it works. It works. What is that but a new idea about it? It's an idea that something can help this disorder that you have, and maybe it's the pill. A Course in Miracles calls all of our Western medicine magic. It says all of it is magic that we've created for us to believe that this will help us. And I remember even studying in psychology that much of what we do with our doctors, with the special white coats and the special stethoscope around the neck and the plaques on the wall is little more than what very primitive people do with their witch doctors. I don't mean that derogatorily, by the way. When I say very primitive people, I mean indigenous peoples make their medicine man special. He has special dress. He has special cures. And do you know that it's just as effective, percentage-wise, as our Western medicine doctors? And so that's why they were making that comparison, that we too do that. And we give them great power to heal us, and so many times they do. That's a new idea about the disorder. So what in the world is a new idea about money? Well, we talked all last month about that, and so I'm not going to go into all of that again, but one of the things is simply to expect a new idea. The one main idea is not to consider whatever was the source of your income that may have stopped now to be the only source. There are lots of sources for income streams for you if you but have the idea of what that could be. And so if you simply declare that I don't know what it is, but a new idea is what I need here, and then you give that information to the universe and expect it, then you just wait for the new idea to show up. Everywhere you are, you're looking for this new idea. You're waiting for it. It may come to you in meditation. It may come to you wherever you are, because that's the way ideas are. And we here are new ministers, and we're working on the budget for next year, and we've never worked on such a complicated budget and one that's so dependent on so many activities. So we filled the calendar just as full as we could for the first quarter, with as many speakers and classes and events and things going on, and we got down and totaled up all the projected costs and all the projected income. And we were only $5,000 a month short for what's needed. And Bob and I looked at each other and we said, we came here to be ministers, not business administrators. And the board says, well, guess what? It's your job. It's your job to present us with a balanced budget that we can vote on and approve. And go, So we said, well, what we need is a new idea here. And we need a new idea that brings in income that's not just dependent on the people who already come here. How can we get a source of income from outside? And so ideas are presenting themselves. We haven't worked out all the details yet, but Reverend Bob was just at a Christmas gathering last Wednesday and had an idea that we've already checked out the insurance part. We're still trying to check out other aspects about it to see if it's really doable, is to offer a daycare for seniors that is designed to be like a premier program, to be spiritually enriching as well as physically enriching.